Greetings. I would like to take this day, this beautiful day in mid-March, to speak of some criticisms one of the top citizens in this country has received. This noble republic has been blessed to have an excellent gardener and a very close friend of mine named David the Good. He recently received this review on his new book, Grow or Die, The Good Guide to Survival Gardening. Let me read it for you now. Ahem. 3 stars. Was the third book I read by David the Good, and unfortunately my least favorite, by John Doe, on March 14th, 2016. This was the third book I read by David the Good, and unfortunately my least favorite. The material he's writing about is very relevant to my interests, but the information he's sharing isn't expanding enough beyond what is covered in the earlier books. Very often, the prose reads almost a carbon copy of paragraphs or chapters from earlier books. I thoroughly enjoy the author's wit and humor about gardening, and it has inspired much of my interest in gardening this year. I was just hoping for additional information not covered in earlier books. I will still purchase future books, however, by this author because I enjoy the writing so much as a whole. This, on first glance, appears to be a relevant criticism. Yes, weighing it in the balance, we see that perhaps David the Good does repeat some things. Here's the thing. When you're writing a gardening book, say, such as a regional text, like his absolute classic, Totally Crazy Easy Florida Gardening, you have to give certain information. You have to talk about bed preparation. You have to talk a bit about composting. You have to talk about crops. Then, when you go and you write for a publisher, for a national audience, such as he did with Compost Everything, The Good Guide to Extreme Composting, and the one to which this criticism is leveled, Grow or Die, The Good Guide to Survival Gardening, you must therefore repeat some of the information. Not now, Brutus, I'm filming. One moment. So, in looking at it, yes, David the Good does repeat some information. This is a valid criticism. If you were looking for a book just for Florida, Totally Crazy Easy Florida Gardening would repeat some of the information for Grow or Die. If you're looking for a book on survival gardening, obviously some of the same crops would be covered as the one covered in his regional books. Overall, the comments and the reviews on this book range in the 5-star range. It still has overwhelmingly a 5-star rating. However, this reviewer, who is under the name John Doe and may in fact be his father or someone closely associated with him who doesn't want to hurt his feelings, has reviewed this book at 3 stars. This is the lowest review of the book, Grow or Die, The Good Guide to Survival Gardening, and I wanted to let you all know why. Just a moment. I'll be at the Senate in a moment. I'm doing a video. David the Good is an excellent gardening author, and yes, he does repeat some information. But, depending on the niche, you're going to find different angles, different ways of looking at gardening questions, and you'll see that the information doesn't repeat to a point where you think the man is writing the same book over and over again under different titles, such as... Never mind, I'm not going to mention anyone. Anyhow, I recommend you check the book out and enjoy this beautiful March while it lasts. Yes, I'm coming.